Hi there, I'm Sheila Maria. It is wonderful to be with you. I am an evidential medium and I work from the UK. I am jumping on to talk to you about this idea that mediums are only born. And this is a question that I have been asked quite a lot. Are mediums born or can you train? And the answer is both. So for me, I was born, as many children are, with very mediumistic capabilities. And I saw and heard things as a young child and never stopped hearing and seeing things and didn't consider it as being anything but natural, because of course it isn't, and my own children are the same. There were times that I would get scared because I was seeing things and hearing things that were not nice. And what my guides told me later is that it's very common when people are born with very mediumistic abilities that for a time they have to shut down and they then have to make a conscious effort to come back to it later on in life. And that is usually because if you're seeing and hearing things that are upsetting you, then you're actually picking up on the psychic realms rather than the spirit world. So if you imagine a block of flats and you're on the ground floor, the psychic realms would be on floor 3 through to floor 4 or 5. The spirit world doesn't start until floor 7. So working as a medium, you are supposed to work with spirits that have crossed over to the light. And if you're working at any level below that, the chances of you picking up things or seeing things or knowing things or hearing things that are scary, although they are actually pretty harmless, is much greater. So people are born with mediumistic abilities and they vary massively. For me, I've always heard and seen. For other people, it's more a knowing, it's more a feeling that they know or they feel presences. And usually, however it is, at times of great stress in your life, it then when your life gets back to normal, it can feel as though your gifts have faded away. And that isn't the case, but spirit do require a commitment from you. Now, I've been a working medium for a long time. It's only recently that I have actually gone public with my evidential mediumship, even though I have done that for a long time. I, like many people, would get wobbly at the idea of giving somebody, the wrong message. But if you make a commitment to spirit, they will work through you. But that commitment to spirit cannot be more than your commitment to yourself. So sometimes when people say, I'd love to be a medium, but I don't know if I could do it, my answer is, have you tried? Have you developed? And very often people don't want to develop because they're scared of getting it wrong. And so the spirit world can't commit themselves to you because it does take time to strengthen your connection with spirit. I work with spirit every single day, which a lot of mediums do. Other people maybe only do it once every now and again. And it is something you've got to work with a lot if you want to be able to trust what you get. So mediums are always born with mediumistic abilities, but there will be a certain path that is easier for you. Sometimes that's mediumship, sometimes it's healing, and sometimes it's one of those other paths for a while, and then the mediumship comes back around. I worked with angels for many, many years. So if you are wanting to develop Hello, your ability to be either a psychic medium or an evidential medium or an angelic medium, whatever type of mediumship it is, it does take commitment. And it's a commitment to yourself to go beyond your fear of getting it wrong, which is very common. I experienced that myself. But if you're really meant to do it, the idea of being wrong won't be as strong as your desire to work for the spirit world. So even though, you might get wobbly at the idea of giving messages, if you're meant to do it, you will go ahead and give those messages anyway, because you know that you're supposed to. And spirit will show up in the minute that you are ready to work with them. So they don't usually show up early. They usually show up at the minute you work for them. So are mediums born with the ability? Yes. Often that ability fades away, and there has to be a conscious decision to actually open that ability up later in life. And sometimes mediumship is way too much for someone at a particular point in their life. And sometimes it's never the right time to open up, because if you've got a lot of stress, the spirit world won't put your system under any more strain, because it takes a lot of energy to be. Certainly to work with grieving people, you've got to have a lot of energy, because you need to make sure that you are the best that you can be. So mediums are born with their abilities, but you can develop them later as well. And very often people have got latent mediumistic abilities that they never discover, because that fear of getting it wrong prevents them from going ahead and getting it right. If you would like some help developing your mediumship abilities, I train angel mediums, psychic mediums, all types, evidential mediumship, or you can book your own mediumship reading over at www.sheelaghmaria.com/SheelaghMaria.com. Lots of love. Bye for now.